So in this video we will see how to edit a to-do. So for example, let's do it. Let's start putting here a button called edit to do, just like this. So whenever we put here edit to do, this is going to appear here, and then we will change it, and when we submit it, it is going to be replaced in its same place. So we will have to make like a function that grabs the ID of this to do. Let's go to our context. For that, we're going to make another state called, for example, editing to do. And it's going to start as a null state. Here let's make a function called edit ID, edit to do ID, for example. And here is going to take an ID. What we are doing here is to find the ID we just clicked, and for that we are going to, in this set editing to do, we're going to grab all the to-dos, and with this JavaScript function find, it finds the first object that fulfills this condition. For example, to do that is equal, that the to do ID that is equal to this ID we are passing. Now we are taking this edit to do ID to here so we can use it, and this is going to be in our to do, so we have to pass it here, and in here when we click we are going to use it, just like the delete arrow function. We're going to use this, and we are passing this specific ID of this to do. Okay, we're going to console it to see if it is grabbing this specific ID. For example, here this is our editing to do. Okay, let's see. But here is okay, here I'm going to make it 3 equals. Okay, yes, it is grabbing the object. Okay, so now what we have to do is to pass it here in our to do input. So let's go there. Let's go to our to do input, and we we'll want to import this editing to do, but we have to import it here, export it here. Okay, let's go here, and to make this appearing here we have to use the use effect hook. Whenever we want to make happen something. Okay, let's import it here. So here you can say that whenever exists an editing to do, or we are doing this, if editing to do exists, then we are doing this. We are putting this editing to do here in name, and to do that we are going to use set name. But this is just the name. Okay, let's see if this is working. Okay, it's working fine. So now we want that when we change this and submit it, it goes back here with the same ID and the name changed. So for that we are going to make another function here. Maybe call it, we don't need this anymore, const edit to do, just as I said, it will need the same ID and that to do, so it needs that to do as a parameter and also the ID. Okay, here you are going to make this set to do's, and we're going to map, and what we are going to do is this. If to do ID is equal to the ID we are passing here, then it's going to return an ID that is the same and a to do that is the same we are passing here. And else, if this is not the case, we are just returning the to do. So let's take this to our here, and we'll want to use it once more in our to do input component, and this will happen when we submit it. So let's make this like this to identify it. If someone has put here edit, we're going to use editing to do to know if someone has done that, and if it has been clicked, then we are going to use this edit to do function that takes our to do and the ID of our edit to do and if not, if this is not the case, then we're going to make this. Let's see if this is working. Okay, here is, sorry, this is editing to do. I made some mistakes. Here is editing to do, but here we need the name we are passing here. This is name, and here is also name, and here name and name, because that's what we are updating. Now it works. It should work now. Cut the grass, maybe cut my hair. Let's see. Yeah, so now it is working fine, but here we have to fix something. When we put here edit to do, this should be named edit to do. So for that we need some conditional rendering. Here you can do that in to do input here, for example. Let's do some conditional rendering. So how do we indicate this? We can use this editing to do. So you can say editing to do. If this exists, then you're going to print edit to do, or maybe update to do, and if not, add to do. Let's see if this is working. Study React hooks, maybe. Yes, this is working, and whenever we submit it, it doesn't go back, so we have to fix that. So to do that, we're going to come back here, and in this edit to do, here in the last part, we have to like reset the editing to do state to null, just like the beginning. Set editing to do, we take this and we are going to make it null, so this can work, like the right way. Let's okay, let's see if this is working. Okay, it's working just fine.